And we're rolling. So after a long delay and some technical difficulties and a little rearranging in the house, uh, we decided that we'd sit here and talk a little bit today and give you guys a little insight on what we're trying to do here. So for those of you that don't know, I'm Ronnie, and this is Tiger. This is my lovely wife of over 3 years. I don't know how she's put up with me this long. And I asked her to be the first guest on the podcast because she's the one who enabled me to kind of do it. So I'm going to start with the first question.
Oh, okay. Right into it.
Why'd you let me?
Well, you needed something to do. You were getting bored, and there's only so much bourbon in the world. I'm just gonna tell you.
Well, I guess the bourbon part is 100% true.
Yeah.
It is a finite thing.
Hmm.
But do you think that, I'm not sure how much traction this gets, but do you think that there's,
Baby, it's going global.
oh, stop it, Jesus.
Global.
No, real world. Like, do you think that there's anything that from a messaging standpoint that we could get out there and do that somebody else isn't already doing? Or is this going to be screaming into the internet?
I think it's all about what you're talking about. Uh, who you have on your subjects. You never know what somebody's going to pick up on or capture, mean something to somebody. I just think it's real people doing real talk, and it's not that we have any clout in the world or anything like that. I mean, you may have clout with some people that you worked with or something, and people that you've influenced over your career. But for the most part, I just think it's just real talk. Just real people doing real conversations and um, putting it out there, and maybe you get more advanced and stuff, and you start doing live things.
Yeah, I don't know, like, what there's a lot of these podcasts have a premise, right? Like, you know
I just gave you your
no,
premise.
that's not real people doing real talk, I
That's
understand
it.
that. Um,
Real talk, real
it
people,
but it could be politics, it could be sports.
real talk,
Yeah,
real people. I
that's
don't
fair.
think me and you are going to have a conversation about what face products to use at night or during the day. I mean, and we could, I don't know, but I think it's just it's you you should talk a little bit about everything. I mean, people have. I mean, you don't have a huge platform at the moment for doing sports commentation or uh, politics or anything, but you don't need to. That's the thing. It's just real. We don't know those people to put our voices out there and our ideals to and not everybody in the world does. Make it vocal and popularize it everywhere.
Well, I'll agree with that.
That's why I say it's just real common real common people doing real people talk. The conversations that don't make it on TV and into the minds and hearts of influencers, if you will, or public speaking people, public, uh, what do you call 'em? Public,
Figures?
public figures.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
like the big
So
podcasters, the Ben Shapiros, the Joe Rogans, and all those
yeah,
guys.
you don't.
We don't travel in that circle.
No,
We travel in the circle of the blue collar, white
that's what I
collar
said.
worker. That's fair.
Common people doing real talk.
So what's funny is I've had a couple. First of all, we have exactly 2 YouTube subscribers right now, which is a
Sheldon and
200%
Amy.
it's fun with flags.
No. Yes.
Uh, the other part is that I've had interest from friends who aren't local that
Yeah,
wanna come talk.
that's what I was saying. If you could get it to, make your shtick, if you will, because you have friends and colleagues and people that you call family globally located. And that's because of your military career. But if you can find a way to get their them on this, from different locations, I think that's something positive. Maybe you have a little POL reunion online
On a podcast.
on a
Well,
podcast,
you know,
and y'all just sit and talk,
there is
shoot the
one
shit.
there is one in March down in Florida that Bill and I actually talked about going to, and maybe we do a podcast from there.
Give me a reason to go to Florida.
That's fair.
I don't have to be on it, but, even not just doing it from down there, I'm talking about connecting with everybody across the nation or globally and putting it on a podcast
So
and
what's
doing a
funny
live feed type thing.
what's funny is that this morning a friend reached out, and I think you and I have talked about him in the past, and I don't want to use
Mhm.
last names yet.
I wouldn't
But
even use first names right
but Justin messaged me this morning, and
now. Yeah.
he was like, "Let's do a podcast." He wants to reach the younger generation of military folks
Yep.
because of some of the things that we've seen change over the last several years.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a small segment
Mhm.
of what I wanna get after with this.
I don't
Like,
think you have an end goal, but I think a conversation, um, about the military, I mean, you can speak for the Air Force side, but there's a lot of, changes that have happened to my conception of what it is to enlist and be in there, um,
well, you're on
and
the receiving end now.
yeah, and so, there's a lot of scary things and unknown things because it's not talked about. So maybe expectations and you and Justin doing that thing, I think that would be a good segment to do.
Well, and, you know, like, my first not you conversation is gonna be later this week,
Mm.
and I have no idea what we're gonna talk about because
Well,
the conversation, I think, uh they call it the weave, like, you could just weave in and out of conversations, and I'm kinda really good at that, jumping from subject to subject, but in this respect, I have to learn to be a better listener and
mm,
then pick up on some of those things, like, I
mm,
think that you're spot on with intent, and then the premise would be that we try to keep it between, like, 20 and 30 minutes, 'cause, listen, I love some of these podcasts that go 2 hours, but 2 hours is too long to listen to on a commute to work.
right, but have the option of part 1 and part 2 as much as I hate that, but, it could happen. Just depends on what you're talking about, how the conversation is going, because you don't wanna abruptly end a great conversation you're having with somebody
Alright,
because your
we've
time
hit
limit's
30
up.
minutes.
It's over. Pull 'em out of the oven.
Well,
No, you don't wanna do that,
that is
so,
not unfair,
yeah.
and I don't know if we do a part 1, part 2 kinda thing,
Well,
or
it's
if you
just
just
you
let it
just
go to 45 minutes and say, "Alright, we're just gonna post this 45 minutes."
right.
So, to our subscribers, there's 2 of you right now. If you have any ideas on anything that you'd like to see or hear from us, whether it be, you know, we dial in from across the country. I'm gonna try to figure out how to do it live so there could be some call-ins, because 'cause I'm sure some of you knuckleheads probably have some fun stories that you'd like to tell about me, but we'll have to edit for sure. Uh,
Oh, is this a rated podcast? I didn't know they could be
when I
rated.
set this up on YouTube, it said it
Oh,
was not for kids.
okay, well, that's all the rating you need. You don't
So,
have to edit too much as long as it's not graphic or we'll get you in trouble
no,
with
I
your
think
wife.
that, well, that's the I don't wanna get in trouble with any of my friends for some of the stories that we'd probably tell. So,
Yeah,
um,
we don't want spouses to be a little
no, no,
upset
no, no,
about
I'm
it,
not
but
upset.
that's right.
I think that there's some goodness to this. So, I'm looking forward to this. My plan is to post this part of the podcast a little bit later today, probably in the next hour or so. But I would like to talk a little bit about the last week with you and I, and some of the stuff that we've gone through with our TikToks,
Oh, okay.
and some of the events that we went through, and then
Mhm.
what the next month and a half looks like for us because it's going to be uber busy.
I mean, everybody's gonna be busy. I don't know that we're such, colorful people that we need to post our comings and goings and
Oh, we're
one-offs
colorful.
and
Well, I'm talking about some of the
I'm not
milestones.
talking about skin color, baby.
I was talking about milestones, yo-yo.
Oh, okay.
So, if you didn't see, I do have a TikTok, and I'm trying I'm not trying to be no influencer, but I think that there's some fun that you could have with it. So, the TikTok is I ask Tiger some hard-hitting question, and she gives me a hard-hitting response, and the last one was actually pretty funny. I said, "Hey, it looks like the government shutdown's about to be over. How soon do you think I'm gonna go back to work?" And what was your response to
It
that?
wasn't soon enough.
"What do you mean?
Wasn't
What do you
soon
mean?"
enough.
And then I try to follow it up with something funny. Like I've been
I thought that was
I've been tooling around with espresso martinis and cooking some shrimp and grits. And last night we had some filet mignon. So I'll throw something about like topical that we're dealing with on there. So if you want, take a follow and look at me. I'll post them a couple times a week on
topical, like, on the steak
yeah,
or
topical on the steak or for the espresso martini, or maybe later this week it's an old fashioned that you won't drink. Who knows? And
Yeah, I'm
then
not
one of the times that we posted it out of the golf course. So
mhm.
we are both avid golfers. Uh,
I would
no, I
I
didn't
like
say
to
good.
golf.
I didn't say good. I
Okay,
said avid. We like to
okay.
play.
Yes, I like to play golf.
Um, and this past
When
weekend
I
we
can
played
hit them, I like to play.
this last weekend we played in a tournament and had a bunch of fun with our friends. Although
Mhm.
it did piss poor rain on us the last
Yes, it
hole,
did.
and our
But I made
group
a birdie.
see, I knew you were gonna go there. Our group was like, "If we don't hit it close, we'll just take the 2 putt and run back into the clubhouse."
Yes,
And it
it was
just so happened that the last guy in our group knocked it to 2 feet, and Tiger ran up to the green to knock it in for a birdie.
mhm,
So we posted a 63 and finished in 3rd place, at our closing day tournament, so that was pretty fun.
mhm, mhm.
On the horizon, we've got some good stuff coming. Next week, our nephew graduates Army
Basic
basic
trade.
training,
Yep, sure does.
and he'll be a specialist in the Army before he heads on to Fort Huachuca, Arizona for 16 weeks of training.
Yep, yep,
And this Saturday, the 16th,
yep, it's our oldest
is our oldest granddaughter's
birth.
two-year-old birthday.
Yep,
So we're going to go celebrate that at some point in the not so distant future.
yeah.
And 10 days later, on the 26th, which I think is the day before Thanksgiving. Hold
I
on.
don't know.
Hold on. I'm going to check the calendar real fast. The day before Thanksgiving, Wednesday the
Mhm,
26th, is our youngest 1-year birthday.
mhm.
And around there is Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So and then we fast forward into Christmas. So,
So, yeah,
we've
we'll be traveling some in the near future
yeah, I'm look
to celebrate milestones
yeah,
with the
look
family.
looking forward to it, and
Mhm,
hopefully, if we're lucky, we'll run into some good weather
mm.
and bring golf clubs with us and be able to
Play
lose a
some
few
golf.
lose a few golf balls in another state.
Yeah, that'll be looking forward to playing it since I'm a little better than when I initially started playing golf. I'm looking forward to playing that course
That'd be
um,
fun. It'll
and
be fun.
seeing how well I can play there.
So, what else is it that you wanted to talk about on this?
Wow. Do you have a question for me, or um,
No, I think I just wanted to say thank you for your support, like, there's not like, there's not a ton of yes or no in our relationship because, like, we just kinda live freely. We're empty nesters. Um, we have a big family.
mm-hmm.
We take care of what we need to take care of, but, you know, when I'm not working or even when I am working, the time from the time I get home till the time that I get up in the morning the next day is free to do whatever it is that we want, and you enable me to do crazy shit like this, so, I'm looking forward to it, and, we'll see what happens.
Well, I think a lot of things and things to say that are important and interesting, and hopefully I change your views on some things like you changed mine on some things. So it's all about give and take and learning from each other.
Well, I think it's so for me, it's worldview, right? Um, the way I see the world is significantly different than the way that
Mm.
you see the world, but because some of the places that I've been in, some of the shit that I've been exposed to is a lot different than the world that you lived, right? So you spent
What, my big old world in Kentucky?
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. You've experienced more of the world in the last 5 years than you did in the
Mm.
first 50, right?
Right.
Um, and that isn't going to stop anytime soon. Like I think we talk about going on vacation to Hawaii, and that's going to happen. It's just a matter of
When?
when do we pull it off because of all of the other little parts and pieces. Um, and then potentially doing a trip to Europe.
Mhm.
We talked to one of our friends about his Viking cruise,
Mhm.
or I don't know if you were there when he was talking
No,
about it.
I was there, I was listening.
And he said it was spectacular,
Yeah.
that it was 21 days, and they left in Paris, and, it's not what you expect when a Carnival cruise. He's like, "You get to know the 150 people that are on the boat with you." Of course, we may have to donate a kidney to afford
Afford
it,
that, yeah.
but I think it's something that we should certainly look into.
Mhm.
Um and, as we chronicle all of these things in life and, deal with government shutdowns and talk about affordability of healthcare and all of that stuff, I think it's all stuff that we could have a conversation on here. And
Mm,
it really doesn't have to be a 30-minute, or I may just sit down with you and say, "Hey, did you see what happened in the news today? Let's talk about it for a few minutes."
okay, that
Um,
sounds good.
and I'm gonna invite friends over,
Yeah,
and we're gonna, uh, we may do a fucking bourbon tasting on a
I don't
podcast.
think that's bad.
Open a brand new bottle. I have the fuck cancer bottle.
Yeah,
We'll see. I'm just excited to do it. I don't think that I have all of the answers or questions to ask, but I think that if you put enough people in front of this, you can have intelligent conversation and help people understand some of the whys.
or try to figure out something that you can understand. But I think your conversations will develop and mature, over time as you do this. I mean, it's just in its infant stage, so like you just it just grows and
I,
you get better and better every time you do it.
I listened to enough Joe Rogan from the time that he started, 10 years ago to
Mm,
where he is now. It's a
mm,
completely different thing. So I'm just excited. We'll see what happens,
yeah,
and we'll have our first
I
guest
think
later this week.
yeah, you have to start small and work your way up.
Well, I started with the best guest.
Well, I'll have to check my calendar for the next time.
So if you guys do have anything that you want to hear or talk about, drop it in the comments on YouTube. Uh, I'm open to all feedback. If you think it sucks, tell me it sucks. But this is kind of the direction I'm trying to go. And over time, I hope you get to know Tiger, because she is an amazing person, and she certainly made me a better person. So I look forward to hearing from you guys, and we'll see you on the other side when I put the next one out.